Hello gang, how are we all? It's been a while since it's been just me and you sitting down for a kiki on this channel. There's been a lot of friend appearances lately, and you know what, I've loved it. Trust me, there will be many more, because as I'm filming this, it is the week that I move back to Brighton. I'm so excited I could actually explode. I felt like I've been in such a weird limbo while I haven't had my own place in Brighton, like breakup limbo, famously, happens to everyone, but we're finally out of that. I've kept saying to people, like, how long can I say I'm going through a breakup until I've gone through it? And I think once I get all of my shit out of the shared house and into my own house, that's when I'll have officially gone through it. I can't believe I'm talking about my breakup in the first minute of this video. But my point is that when I'm back in Brighton, you're gonna get to meet all of my friends. My roommate, Sammy, like, I don't think you've really seen him. You've never seen him on this channel, but he's gonna be such a big part of my life. Anyways, that's not the point of this video. Today, we're gonna catch up. I asked for some questions on Instagram a little while ago, so I'm gonna chew your ear off. I'm gonna answer all your questions whilst I do my makeup. I've wanted to give you guys a makeup routine walkthrough for ages, because I always get questions about the products that I use and how I do things, and trust me, it's been a journey of trial and error to find what products work the best for me, and I'm finally really happy with my routine. I am gonna save my skincare and my hair care, like my hair routine, for another video. Sorry, I know so many of you want to see how I do my hair, so stay tuned, you know, subscribe, smash that freaking bell so that you don't miss when I do eventually upload that. But just before I jump into the questions and start pouring my heart out, because honestly, the questions on Instagram were quite deep, I will say. I mean, you all know I've been going through it with the breakup, so I should have expected them to be quite deep. But before I start crying and trying to do my makeup at the same time, I want to hand over to Ellie from like an hour or two ago, because she has something to share with you. Well, thank you very much, Ellie from the future. That's right, I am fresh out of the shower after using some of the most fabulous products from Wild, who have very kindly partnered with us on this video. You should all know by now that I have been a huge fan of Wild products for years, whether it's their stick deodorants, roll-on deodorants, body wash, lip balm. It is all gorgeously formulated with delicious scents, and it leaves you feeling pampered, baby. That'll be the shea butter and coconut oil. It is so moisturizing. All of my Wild products are currently dressed up in their new Chrome collection, which is just so diva. I'm obsessed. Whenever I'm getting ready and my products look like this, I feel like I'm ready to hit the club. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I'm ready to make a statement. You know, good girls don't make history, or whatever. What's that saying? I don't know. I think maybe that's just the phase of life that I'm in right now. You can't get me out of the club, and this, it really gets me in the mood. But my love for Wild goes so much deeper than just their actual products. Like, I love their mission to have environmentally conscious packaging while only creating products that are totally free from animal cruelty. They have no harsh chemicals, meaning that they're really suited for sensitive skin, which I have had all my life. My mum knows that struggle with me as a kid. I was very temperamental. Well, my skin was. And I just love the concept of keeping the same durable, reusable cases and just refilling the actual product inside itself. I think it's so genius. And each refill saves 30 grams of plastic, and it's super easy to swap them out. Literally just open up the case, pop out your empty one, slot your new one back in, and then you're ready to go. And you can also switch up your scent anytime you want. Right now, I'm on Winter Breeze, because I am a clean scent girly at heart. This is so fresh, it's piney, it's sea salty. But as soon as December hits, I'm gonna be swapping to warm cinnamon bun. You heard that right, they have a warm cinnamon bun scent. Like, I just wish you could smell these through the screen. It's, oh my god, it's amazing. And let's not forget the lip balm as well. I currently have the black cherry scent in here, because in my opinion, that's like the most kissable scent. Katy Perry would agree. And Lord knows I'm in my single era. I need a kiss. And with Black Friday just around the corner, I think you should be taking advantage and either replenishing your own stock or grabbing some stunning presents for the people you love. I know I'd give you a big cherry kiss if I unwrapped a Wild product from you this year. So you can use my code EleanorNealeTeam at checkout for 33% off for a very limited time only during the Black Friday period. You can scan the QR code on screen right now to take you there, or you can click the link down below in the description. It is the perfect time to make the switch to Wild deodorants. Your pits and your overall aroma will thank you. Now, back to Ellie doing her makeup. Thank you very much, Ellie from Fresh Out of the Shower. Anyways, let's get on to the first quizzy, shall we? Will you ever do a tour of the podcast? Well, it's funny you should ask. I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger for a second and introduce the primers that I use, because I actually use two. Oh my god, all of my products are going to be gross and covered in shit. I use this Estee Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance. That is the first time I've ever read the name of this product. All I know is that it says Watery Glow Primer, and that's what I need because I have such dry skin, especially now that it's the winter. Wait, let me get my hair out of the way. Oh my god, I'm gonna use this headband. You're all gonna laugh and my mum's gonna love it because she got me this for Christmas. What the hell, sure. Hydrating primer first, I will talk about the Outlaw Tour, or the Out Tour, if you will. We have officially begun talks with our touring agent about bringing the show on the road. How exciting! It's very, very, very early on in conversation right now, and I'm not 100% sure what an Outlaw Tour would look like just yet, because I don't want it to be depressing, is the only thing. But like, the nature of what I do and the content that I make, like, what can you do about that? How can you make it not depressing whilst keeping it true to what I do? We're figuring it out, you know? The second primer that I use is the Milk Hydra Grip. This one to keep my makeup on all day. I'm thinking with the tour we're gonna have like interactive segments, maybe guests or getting audience members involved to tell some stories alongside me. If you have any ideas or requests for what you would want an Outlaw Tour to look like, please do let us know. Or if you do want it to be very like classic and just me like sat there telling a story, I fear that that is what you're gonna want. Not I fear, because I do love doing that, it is my job, but just because I wouldn't want to do a live show and have the mood be sad and somber. Oh, I love somber. What? Anyway, the foundation that I use is this, this squished up It Cosmetics CC cream. I'm in the shade Fair. I think this is the fairest shade that they do. I'm so grateful to have ginger skin. Wait, fair skin connected to my ginger hair. Ginger skin? Honestly, I did used to have ginger skin when I used to fake tan. Who let me do that? For so long. I can't believe I had a boyfriend the whole entire time I was fake tanning like a motherfucker. Like, I looked like a what's-it, and someone was kissing me and going, you are so beautiful, babe. What? But just to wrap up talking about the tour, because obviously it is so early on, I can't tell you or give you much right now. The plan is to probably start with a couple of tester shows in the UK, maybe one down south and one up north, before we then plan like a proper, like full UK tour. And then if that goes well, America, get fucking ready, baby! I would love to tour America. I went on Jack's tour when Jack and Tommy were touring, what was it? How to Be a Billionaire or something it was called. And that was so much fun. I literally only joined them for like a week and a half, but touring America just looks so much fun. But yeah, let me talk about this foundation for a second, because I've actually used this foundation for years at this point. It's so buildable but so natural. It says on it, your skin but better, and that is exactly why I love this. Oh, I used 3 beauty blenders, by the way. Don't worry, they all have different functions. I use one for like skin products like foundation and concealer, you know, because I'm obviously really, really pale. And then I need another one for liquid blush and liquid contour, because I'm a liquid products girly, and I don't want that to like mix in with my pale foundation. And then I have this little tiny one, which is honestly a bit of a piss take. I think I ordered it by accident because it was in my cupboard for so long, and I was like, Ellie, what are you going to use that for? Well, I have figured it out. I use it to contour, like blend out the contour on my nose. You will see eventually, but I did just want to clear up the fact that I'm a 3 beauty blender girl, and it is egregious. It's ridiculous. But they all have their own jobs. You know what I mean? They're not unemployed. Okay, let's do another question. Do you regret any of your tattoos, or do you think you will regret any of them in the future? I'm sure I will. Like, well, no, I take that back, because I like to think that tattoos aren't that deep for me, even though they are permanent, because they're not that deep for me right now, while I still think that they look sick. I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I'm 60 and a grandmother and I have like a fucking naked lady on my arm. I don't know how I'm gonna feel. But the only thing I regret right now is not thinking far enough ahead about placement and sizing of my tattoos. Because when you've just like plonked something down, you can't move it. Like, these cherries are so small and so fucking like, why are you in the middle of my arm? Like, that's prime real estate for something big here. And I don't know, I just didn't think things through in the beginning, because I didn't really actually see myself as being a tattered girl, but look at me. Like, I think it just kind of happens. So yeah, I guess my only regret is not the actual content on my body, but how I went about it. That's my biggest advice that I would give to baby inked people, is to really think it through and think about what future you would want to look like. And also bear in mind the fact that, like, if you're like me and you're getting like 1 or 2 tattoos and you're like, I'm probably not going to want to be like ultimately tatted one day. You might. Tattoos are addictive. I have so many friends that were like, oh yeah, I just like want one or two, one that has like a really special meaning to me, and now they're fucking covered. They've got more than me, like. And those are always the people that have the coolest tattoos, and you're like, where do you get those ideas from? Because 2 years ago you said you didn't want any. I bet people think I'm probably gonna regret my Jake tattoo one day. I literally have one of my best friend's name in a heart on my arm, but as long as he doesn't do anything like fucked up, which I trust him not to do, he is peace and love. I love him so much. Obviously, I've got his name tattooed on me, but he is one of the most dopey people I've ever met, so I really actually don't think he's gonna do anything evil. I think we're safe. So I actually really don't think I'm gonna regret that. I think it's funny. I think I'm always gonna think it's funny as well. So, let's go on to my concealer. I've recently started using a new concealer. This is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. I know. Very posh, very fancy, Giorgio Armani. I don't remember purchasing this or if I got it as a gift or something, but I used to be a NARS, what's it called? NARS, what the hell are you called? NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer girl, and like I said, my skin is really, really dry. I was using this concealer for years, and then all of a sudden this year, this winter, my under eyes are so dry. I'm getting wrinkles under my eyes now, guys. I'm getting old. Not old, older. I'm aging. I'm like closer to my 30s than I am my teens now. So I'm gonna be getting wrinkles. But yeah, I just noticed that the NARS one just started looking a bit cakey. So I switched to this one and I effing love it. It's called Luminous Silk and it is so right about that. It's very, very dewy, but I love that. I like to look like glowy and it also doesn't go cakey. So this has been perfect for me. I put a little bit like on the outsides of my eyes and then on the insides, and that's my concealer formation. Okay, next question. Do you still have both cats? Yes. I've seen this like question online a bit, or like people talking about this being like, Ellie's not even left Jack one of the cats. Why would we separate them, guys? We are good cat parents, even if we have to co-parent from a distance. Why would we separate the sisters? And honestly, he always knew that they were my cats. They were my babies. I was the one that like really wanted cats. He just kind of came along for the ride. So obviously it was just kind of a given that I would take them both. And they're very happy. Oh, wait, I thought one of them was there.
No. In the sense that...
Never mind. They're both here somewhere. Yeah, they've been living in London for 2 months-ish, and I'm about to move them back to Brighton next week, and I'm a bit concerned. I mean, they will be fine, but I just know that they don't like shit like that. Cats don't like moving around. They don't like new... Especially mine. Saturn's such a scared, anxious little baby. Like, I'm nervous to take her somewhere new and for her to meet new people and for her to have a new roommate. She's met Sam. Both the cats have met Sam a couple of times, like a fair few times, because he's been to my house in London. But I don't know, they're not used to him. So I think they're going to be like, Mum, who the fuck is this man in the house? But Pluto's getting more and more social every day anyway. So I think they'll be fine. Now, before I set all of this, I go in with like my liquid sculpting stuff and I start with blush. Now, I used to be a Benny tint girl till I died, right? But I've recently switched and swapped. We're both trying to come out at the same time. So I recently switched to this, actually by accident, because I'd left my Benetint in Brighton and I only had this one in London, and I used it and I went, wait, this is a million times better. No offense, Benetint. I do love Benefit products. I have like quite a few in my routine, but the Benetint, because it is so liquidy, I would put it on my cheeks and then I'd go to blend it out and I think it would like remove the foundation underneath. It just wasn't great to build with. I think it'd be really good if you're a no makeup girly and you just want a bit of color flush in your cheeks, but I am quite a full glam kind of bitch. So yeah, I've been using this and it's so delicious. It did explode in my makeup bag the other day, but we're not going to talk about that because I cleaned it up and we're back on good terms now. So I put a little bit on the butt of my booty blender and then I blend it up like on the high parts of my cheekbones, because I have a very, very round face, girlies, especially because I've been drinking a lot lately. I have been a club rat, and I love it. I love the club. I mean, it's a canon event to go to the club and get drunk a lot when you go through a big breakup. I mean, do as I say, not as I do. That's probably not that healthy, but I mean, it does happen to the best of us. I've been loving the club, genuinely. I am being so annoying with my friend group lately. I'm like, so same club again, same group, same club, same outfit in the club this weekend, and they're like, Ellie, can't we just do a games night inside? And I'm like, yeah, but I need to meet the love of my life. I'm joking. I'm not looking for anything. I'm not looking for anything. Am I saying that to convince you or myself? I'm not entirely sure. Oh my God, Tauruses have been everywhere for me lately. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's the universe trying to tell me that I need more stable energy in my life, but I feel like I'm being introduced to so many Tauruses all at once. I've made a new friend that was a Taurus. I got with a guy the other day who was a Taurus. My new celebrity crush role model is a Taurus. So I would like that to calm down, actually, because Adam keeps saying, like, you need a Taurus. You need earth energy to ground you. And I'm like, I don't want to be grounded. I don't want to be grounded. I want to keep having fun. But if it was role model, I would absolutely let him ground me. I would move back to Maine with him. Seriously. So maybe it looks a little bit patchy right now, but we will figure that out later. I don't know. The next step that I do... Wait, do I want more blush on? I could always put more on later. Yeah, we'll put more on later. It's better to do less and add because you can't really take it off, can you? You know what I mean? The next step for me is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. Again, in the lightest shade because I'm a milk bottle, baby. Oh, we've got to move the alien eyes. Pretty alien eyes. Oh, it's a bit dry, actually. Whoa! Oh, gosh. A little bit of this goes a long way, so I wish I'd done a little bit. Anyway, let's get another question, shall we? How to make friends as an adult. Oh, girl, I feel like I'm very much in a position to be able to answer this question for you because I, as an adult, have had no friends at one point. I mean, that's not strictly true, but in 2021, I did move to the other side of the country from up north in Yorkshire, and I do still have friends up there in Yorkshire, dear friends that I love and will cherish for the rest of my life. But when I moved down to London, I moved and I had a boyfriend at the time, and he was like my best friend, and then we split up, and then I didn't have any friends in London because I'd never really put myself out there and made them while I was in that relationship. So that breakup was the hardest thing I think I've ever gone through in my whole entire life. Harder than the breakup that I've just been through because I didn't have a support network. Like, it felt like I was dying. I'm gonna be so real. But that breakup was such a blessing in disguise because it really pushed me to go and make some friends. I had to build a social circle from scratch. So my biggest piece of advice that I have for you is say yes to everything. Everything, because that's where you meet people, is at things, at events, is out in the wild. You're not going to meet them in your fucking living room. I need to stop swearing for no reason. I mean, I won't, but I need to. Do not underestimate the power of a mutual friend. Actively get to know your friends' friends. Get their contact information. Follow them on Instagram. Engage with what they post. Respond to their stories. That is such an underrated way to make and keep connections in the modern day. Like, I know they're saying that social media is destroying relationships, but it probably, it probably is in a lot of ways, but it's helped me to maintain so many of my long distance or like infrequently seen friends. Like my friends from up north, I talk to them so much more frequently because they post stories and I know what's going on in their life and I respond and they respond to mine. Like, there's just so many people, especially in this job, that I know but I barely see because they live in different countries and I only really see them at events, but those are my bitches because we talk like once a week, once every 2 weeks because we're posting and we're interacting with each other, you know? That's always been my biggest piece of advice is like, if you want to get to know someone, just engage with them on socials, really. Socials. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. But other than that, it is just putting yourself out there and saying yes to practically everything because you don't know who you're going to meet where. You know what I mean? Like, I met my friend Sam, who I'm literally moving in with. I met him just because one of my friends invited me out one time with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's friend. They were just on the beach, and she was like, oh, just come and meet us on the beach. Imagine I would have been like, oh no, I'm like cuddled up watching Netflix. I can't be bothered. I wouldn't have met Sam. I wouldn't have met my new housemate. That boy has been one of my best friends for 3 years now. He is such a huge part of my life. If I'd have said no on that day just to this like small hangout that seemed quite inconsequential, my life would be so different right now. You know what I mean? Like, don't underestimate the butterfly effect. Saying yes to something could change your flipping life. Why am I swearing so much? I did save it there though. Not child friendly, family friendly. Certainly not child friendly. Certainly not family friendly, let's be honest. This chuffing headband. I pull it like Jimmy Neutron. Oh no. Oh, it's gonna do some crazy stuff to my hair, guys. We're reverting back to clips. I do have more to say on the whole making friends thing. I think people put too much weight on it in their head, and I certainly did at one point in time, being like, oh my god, I just have to I have to join clubs, and I have to put myself out there, and I have to talk to people. And truly, in practice, it is not as big of a deal or as scary as you think it might be. You literally just have to compliment someone. Seriously, that is my cheat code. You don't have to go up and be like, hi, I'm Eleanor, what's your name? And sometimes I do that, especially in the club. That is literally how I introduce myself to my current Brighton friend group. But you could literally just be like, oh my god, I love your hat. And then they're like, oh, thank you so much. And then you ask where it's from, and then they tell you the shop, and then you're like, oh my god, I've never actually shopped there. I keep like thinking that I need to, but like I've never gotten anything from there. Do they do other things like that? And then before you know it, you're in a conversation with that person, and it's a good first impression because you complimented them. Just make sure it's a genuine compliment. I just love people and I love things, so I always have something genuine to compliment someone about. But you know, don't lie to people to make friends with them. Yeah, you can literally start a conversation over anything. Literally just look around you, observe something, make an observation to someone, and they'll either like laugh or they'll say something back. It genuinely is so much easier than what you might think in your brain, but I know that your brain is probably doing what mine did at one point, where it's like, it's impossible to just like go and make friends. You've got to go to the places where people that have your interests are hanging out, like the bookshop if you're a reader, or the coffee shop if you're into coffee or matcha, the games bar. There's a games bar in Brighton if you're a gamer. Seek out like clubs or events, and like I said, just put yourself out there as much as you physically can. Also, get off that damn phone when you're somewhere on your own. I know it's a crutch and it makes you feel less losery if you're in the corner and you're on your phone, like you're talking to someone, but just know that you are unapproachable. You look unapproachable and unwelcoming. Put the phone down, go to the snack table, and strike up a conversation with someone about something that you see. Like I said, just make an observation, talk about the food, talk about the weather. I don't know, who gives a fuck? The person will reciprocate and start a conversation, I am sure. Okay, I'm gonna do my nose contour because I realize I've just been yapping for a while. I do it. Yep, so good, awesome. Can you follow this tutorial or what? No, I do it in quite a specific way because I try to give myself a buttony-ish nose. A nose as buttony as I can possibly make it, because I have been blessed with my father's nose. I've been blessed with a lot of my dad's traits. And like if they made my dad a woman, which is the worst thing ever. Sorry, Dad, I do love you, but you're a shit. Oh! And it's made me a shit. Anyways, my nose I got from my papa, and it's quite big. I love it, but it needs some reshaping, I think, with the makeup. I tried to make it a little bit skinnier, and I tried to upturn it a little bit. So I'll show you how I do that. I go up the sides, obvi, like a normal nose contour. And then I go across the bottom. Oh, that was a lot. Okay. I go across the bottom to kind of cut it off, because I actually have like quite a downturned round nose, especially when I smile or talk. So I have to like cut it off before it actually cuts off. And then I do a little something here. So it looks a bit like an exclamation mark. You know, you've got the pale, whoop, and that is gonna try and upturn my nose a bit. So, meh. And then that's when we use Baby Blender. What's everyone's celebrity crush at the moment? Yes, I'm still thinking about role model. I'm absolutely obsessed with role model, especially since I Googled him and I found out he's older than me. They've stopped making boys older than me these days, guys. It's really seriously upsetting. My last 2 boyfriends have been younger than me. The crush that I got last month was younger than me. I'm literally fucking sick of it because I'm not going to get into something with someone younger than me, I think, ever again, unless I meet them and they're my absolute soulmate. But I doubt they will be because they'll be fucking younger than me. So they're going to be like probably more immature. It's just long. But anyway, I Googled role model the other day because I wanted to know his star sign. Taurus. I already told you that. Oh my God, I'm literally like a stuck record about this man. He's so handsome. I need sectioning. I need locking away. I literally had to take myself on a walk to go and get a matcha today because I couldn't stop watching his interviews and it was actually getting in the way of me doing my work. I was like, I actually need to remove myself from the situation and go and do something for myself. I'm in deep. I'm in really deep. Anyways, now we're going to set all of that. I'm done with the cream products. We're going to set it with my tried and true Coty Airspun powder. I've been using this for years, probably almost a decade, girls and guys and other people. Sorry, I am trying to stop referring to you all as girls because I know that there's plenty of different types of people in this here audience and I'm very, very proud of that, but it does just kind of like slip out naturally because I call all my friends girls or girl regardless of gender identity, but I recognize that I can't do that to a mass audience because you don't all know that I don't mean it and it might be, you know, a bit dysphoric to hear. So apologies, my people, though. I am so excited. Wait. Excited to use this powder. Is that what I was gonna say? Well, yeah, kind of, because it really does blur my skin out. Like, it feels like being airbrushed. I use one of these. Come on, classic. This is just from Amazon as well. So I have to go back around and just like re-blend all the concealer around my eyes because it definitely has creased up in the time that it took me to do blush and contour. I just kind of like press it in because, oh my God, it really does blur everything. I'm obsessed with this powder. Can you tell? I feel like the Miley Cyrus meme. This powder is seriously amazing though because it's so, wait, I'm going around my mouth. Because it's so cheap. It is so cheap. I literally just get it on Amazon every single time. The only downside though that I have heard through the grapevine, she can be a diva, call like Minnesota hotter than a fever. No, what I've heard through the grapevine is that you could actually get clown lung from this. So that's fabulous. The reason that I have heard this is because this powder is very popular in the drag community. And I'm not gonna lie, those girly pops do use a flipping handful of this stuff. Like, it's literally flying through the air whenever they use it. So I actually think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine and I won't get clown lung. She says, famous last words before she gets clown lung. But yeah, I've heard of like drag queens having respiratory issues from this powder. But please still sponsor me, Coty. Oh yeah, that's one thing I do. Sorry, I've started doing steps without you. I take a little bit on the very, very point and I run it underneath where my contour is just to kind of like sharpen it up a little bit. I'm not into baking, but that's my version of baking. You know what I mean? I just set my whole entire face with that because as much as I love the dewy look, not that dewy. You know what I mean? I feel like the dew still comes through from like through the matte. I don't know. I literally don't know what she even just tried to say. So I love talking about myself in third person. I find it so funny. She finds it hilarious. Oh wait, I left a bunch of makeup in my bag because I had an event the other day and I woke up late, so I had to do half of my makeup in the car and at the event. Oh, my bad. I gotta go get that. But actually, around this stage of my makeup, I would put on my lip mask. This is the Laneige lip mask that every woman and her cat uses because I use a lip stain. Oh my God, spoilers. But I use a lip stain and they're very, very drying and they will cling to any dry skin that you have on your lips. So I kick my mouth in this while I'm doing the rest of my makeup. Ow! Oh my God, and I have a split in my lip at the moment. Oh my God, I just made it bleed again. Yeah, I have a winter split in my lip over here and it makes me feel ugly. I'm not gonna lie. You're not ugly though. Looking at myself in the mirror. You are not ugly. You just have a split lip. I'm trying to be nicer to myself lately. Split lip does not equal uggers. Okay, that's on. She's working her magique. Let's do eyes. Should we do eyes?
Yep. Yup.
Let's do eyes. This is my favorite palette in the world. Natasha Denona. That's expensive. Kathleen Light's reference. I have been using this one for a good few years, and when I show you this, you're gonna screech with horror. She is so fucked up. I have tried to travel with her so many times. I've been successful, but she hasn't come back in one piece. But I love this palette so much. It is so fragile, but I love the colors. I'm a cool tone girly. It took me a while to come to that conclusion that I'm a cool tone girly. I know I have cool tone skin, and I had my colors done, you know, the Korean colors thing, and they said, you're a cool tone girly, and I said, don't say that to me, because now it's confirmed. But I know that I should look better in silver jewelry, but I'm gonna wear gold. But I am actually going to put some greige on my eyes. So I start with, I'm so beauty guru, what do you mean? I start with, actually that one's quite warm, but it's because I went through a phase of using just these two greys, and it was too grey. Like, I looked pearly. I looked ill and sick and pearly. Okay, let's do some questions while I'm doing this. I realized that I haven't answered some questions. What's your favorite Pokemon? Well, that one I can answer quite easily. It always used to be Umbreon. I say used to because these days I think I'm an Espeon girly. I've always been an Eevee girly, Eeveelutions, but I always used to be an Umbreon. Yeah, no, maybe I'm still an Umbreon. But I think Umbreon and Espeon are closer in the ranks than they've ever been before, which is crazy. That is crazy. Someone said, do you date men or women more? Well, obviously men, but I think that's kind of by accident. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. Up until this past like year or so, I've not really put myself in spaces where there are other willower girlies, and I think just the nature of being a willower girly, especially like a baby lesbian or a baby bi who's never really been with girls before, it can be a bit intimidating to just go up to a girl in a bar and be like, hey, I fancy you, because chances are they're gonna be straight, they're probably gonna have a boyfriend. But I've recently started going to Crushed in Brighton. It's the last week of every month. My friends run the event. It's a lesbian event. Well, it's just a queer event, but it's for the girls, it's for the lesbians. And for the first time ever, like, I'm actually putting myself in those spaces, and I can see myself meeting a girl in that capacity. So, I mean, yeah, historically I've dated men more, but who knows this time around? I think I'm gonna have like quite a single stint. Or at least everyone else thinks that. I'm hoping that I'm not gonna, but I think like it would be healthy for me to have a single stint and just like casually date if I'm gonna date, or just kind of like see what's out there. I think I've realized that I don't want someone who is in this industry. I want someone who has just a regular schmegular job, you know what I mean? Ideally someone who's rich. Now, I don't want that to sound shallow, but I'm sick of being my own rich man. Fine, I'll fucking say it. I'm sick of being my own rich man. It's time for me to be treated. You know what I mean? It's time for someone to text me and say, babe, I'm taking you out tonight. Or babe, pack your case, we're going away next weekend for a long weekend. Like, I want a man that can just do that for me. I just want someone who's gonna love me out loud. And is just gonna like, I don't know, scream from the rooftops that I'm their girlfriend and that they're obsessed with me. Okay, and now I take like these darker shades and I put them like right in the corner just off my eye, because I think I have really small eyes, and I try to like elongate the shadow to kind of make it like cat eye and just add some distance on the side of my eyes, because I used to do my eyeshadow where I'd put this dark color on the edge here of my eyeball, but that'd close them up even more. I put the darkness just after my eyeball actually finishes, and it kind of creates shadow. I don't know, it just makes it look like your eye socket is bigger and more drawn out than it actually is, and I love that look. Like, ever since I stopped using eyeliner, which, by the way, crazy. Like, we've never actually sat and acknowledged the fact that I wore eyeliner every day of my life for like 7 years. It was part of my brand. Like, people knew me for being eyeliner and red lipstick. And then one day I woke up, I think it was at the start of this year, and I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. And I've started kind of trying to give myself that same effect with eyeshadow, and I love it. I genuinely love it, and it's taken so much time off of my getting ready. Especially because I don't wear lashes anymore. I stopped wearing lashes before I stopped doing eyeliner. And there'd be some times where I'd do my eyeliner maybe a little bit too big by accident, and I'd be like, oh, it just looks a bit funny without eyelashes, but I don't want to wear eyelashes, but now my eyeliner just looks too big for my eyes, you know? Whereas this is a happy middle. And I just change how dark it is depending on what I'm doing that day. Tonight I have a friend's birthday, so I'm gonna go quite like dark and dramatic with it. But on a regular day, I probably would have stopped 30 seconds ago with this. You just have to be careful to do most of your blending close to where the color is, because when I first started doing this and I was dragging it all the way up here, it would look like two lines up here because I'd be blending dark colors up too high. This bit that blends up here wants to be the transition shade, and that's it. Because it's supposed to be like a shadow. It's not supposed to really look, well, the look that I'm going for, it's supposed to look like a natural shadow, like you've got kind of like Charlie XCX like fox eyes rather than Julia Fox eyeliner eyes. Although I do love that look from Julia Fox. Julia Fox is just incredible. I loved her autobiography. Such an interesting woman. Lol, there's so many people in this question box being like, what? You guys broke up? Keep up. Keep up, guys. Someone asked me what my favorite Muppet is. Come on, guys, you're a Muppet. I will have to say the pig. I'm not very well versed in the Muppets universe, the MCU. Wait, that's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Muppet Cinematic Universe. Miss Piggy, though. She is iconic. I don't know who else there is, to be honest. Elmo?
Wait a minute.
That's Sesame Street, isn't it? I literally, guys, I had to take myself on a walk earlier because I'm that obsessed with Have I already told you this?
Yes.
I'm that obsessed with role model that I had to take myself out of the house. My memory is shocking. Seriously, it's so shocking. I sit and tell my friends the same stories every single time I see them, and they put up with it because they love me. Favorite drink to order at the pub? If it's like a pub, then I'm gonna get a Pinot Grigio with ice. What's going on my neck? Maybe nothing. Yeah, if I'm at like a pub and they don't have that many options, it's a Pinot Grigio with ice. Large. Make it a large. If I'm in a club, it's a double vodka Diet Coke. Double, what am I like? If I'm at the bar, then it's a glass of Prosecco or a glass of champagne if it's a fancy bar, or an espresso martini. Oh, someone said, do you want kids? I don't know. When I was in a relationship, in a very like stable relationship where I could see the future and I thought we were going to get married and live together and be together forever, then I would have said yes. But right now, my life has changed so much in the last few months, and my future has changed so much in the last few months. Genuinely, I think that's one of the hardest parts of a breakup, is not even the dismantling of like your present moment and like moving out of that person's house and, you know, like unfollowing them on social media and whatever. I think the hardest part is everything that you thought was going to happen is no longer going to happen. You don't know what your future looks like anymore, and that can be a really scary concept. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what that might look like. Right now, I actually think I don't want kids. Ever. But I mean, I did think that before I met my previous partner, and then, you know, once you're so in love and you can like see raising children with that person, that was when my mind started to change. But now that I don't have a person like that in my life where I'm like, because definitely if I am gonna have kids, I want a partner. I don't want to do it on my own. I know that so many people can do it on their own, and I think that's amazing if you think that you're cut out for that life and you want to be a mother or a parent and you don't have anyone to do it with. Like, go and do it. Like, go and adopt, go and whatever you want to do. I think it's amazing. But that's not for me. Like, I need a partner in that process, I think. So unless I find someone, then the answer is no. Okay, I'm gonna do my freckles now because I, as you can tell, cover up my freckles with the foundation, but I hate that. Like, I love having freckles. I think it's so cute. So the thing that I use for my freckles is the Anastasia Dip Brow in Auburn, and I use just like a little eyeliner brush. This one's the Morphe M250-0. Whatever that means. And I do them, you know, like similar to how I did the blush. I tend to do them like up on my cheeks up here. Because again, I think it like elongates your face. Round face behavior from me. And I do them like on the bridge, like the middle bridge of my nose. I try not to like spread out too much around my nose because wherever you put freckles is kind of where the attention's going to be drawn. So that's why I put them up on like on my cheekbones rather than like here, because I think if I was to put them here, it would round out my face again, you know? I'm gonna need the round face girlies to sound off in the comments, because it's one thing I'm trying to learn to love about myself. I think it's adorable. And you know what? The worst part of it is that I can appreciate how beautiful it is on other people. All of the things that I like the least about myself are things that I find so beautiful in other people. Like, I still get insecure about my weight every now and then. I think I just have a bit of like body dysmorphia left over from being so big for so long. But then I see a bigger girl, a plus size girl, or even just a curvy girl, a girl that has my exact body, and I'm like, Lord help me, I am salivating. Like, I love a thick girl, but for some reason I get so hard on myself about having rolls and curves and a little bit of extra tumbly. But I think it's so hot. I think a tummy is so hot, and I just wish that it could click in there. Seriously, like, all the girls I've ever had a thing for, that I've ever had a crush on, the very first girl that made me like clock my sexuality, they've all been bigger girls. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they're like, I don't know, there's just more to love. There's more to grab. I also think it's just like so Renaissance painting. It's so like, oh, she's just like laying around draped in fabrics. I can feed her grapes like this and fan her, you know. Oh my God, that is the life. Oh, you know who is my current type in girls? Vanilla Mace. Vanilla fucking Mace. And she's so funny. Like, oh my God, that's the girl. Lol, someone said boobs or ass. I think I'm a boob girl. I don't know. You know what though? I'm seriously no better than a man. If a girl with a lot of cleavage is talking to me, I'm like this the whole entire time. My bad. You know what is weird though? I feel like I'm giving off a single pheromone. Like, oh, I just did a weird little like, it's because I'm trying to digest my third matcha of the day. I have a problem. But seriously, like, it's like everyone can tell that I'm single, and all of the single people that might be interested in me can just like already tell that I'm available. So I keep getting hit on and looked at like in the weirdest of ways, or like hit up in messages. Just people keep moving really weird. I don't know if it's because I've just not been in the dating game for years and years and years. Like, I went from boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend. I really, really related to Emma Chamberlain's, like, most recent podcast episode where she was like, I need a year of being single because I've never been single before. Me, ho. And it's always happened by accident. Like, I've gotten out of a relationship, and I will say that I have ended every single one of my relationships. So I've been more in a place to meet someone than if they would have ended things with me. It would have felt a bit more sudden. But because it had been a thing in my head and I'd processed it and I'd come to the conclusion that I was going to leave this person, then by like a month after the official breakup, I meet someone and I go, whoa, let's get married, I guess. So the mascara that I use. Now hold on, where is she? My brow gel. I haven't used this for months because I was convinced that I'd lost it. It has just been sat in my makeup bag the entire time, apparently.
Okay, James.
Son of a gun, but I know that he's right, because the girl that I love never treated me right. Okay, the mascara that I use, this is another bougie product that I fell into accidentally, actually. My sister had a Dior advent calendar one year. She's Little Miss fucking Posh. But then it had this like mini mascara in it, and she became obsessed with it. And that is her new mascara. And it is now my new mascara because she buzzed about it so much, and I got it. And seriously, it has been life-changing. Because for me, I have, like, my eyeballs are really sticky out on the bottom. Like here, when I blink, my top eyelashes touch my skin underneath. So I, for years and years and years, have been on the hunt for a mascara that doesn't just leave black smudges under my eyes every time I wear it. This is the only mascara that I have ever found that doesn't imprint under my eyes. Unfortunately, yes, it is the most expensive thing I've ever bought in my whole entire life. Dior Show Iconic Overcurl. Something or other. I do get my eyelashes tinted and lifted, and same with my eyebrows, so don't think that I'm just naturally pretty like this, because trust me, I look like, you know what? My hair is like, my face hair is so blondie ginger that I genuinely, and I don't even mean this in that much of a derogatory way, just a genuine observation, I look like a potato. I look like a potato when I have my natural hair, and I haven't had my natural face hair for years. 5 years. I am always getting them lifted, laminated, tinted, everything. I low-key hate that, but I low-key love that. I'm high maintenance so that I can be low maintenance on the day-to-day. You know what I mean? I realized that I actually haven't been answering that many questions. I've just been talking about whatever I want to talk about, and that has been role model for the most part. That boy. Oh my God, you know who else I'm obsessed with at the moment? Jake Shane and the Therapist podcast. Jake Shane is genuinely one of the funniest people on the internet. Seriously. And the way that I've kind of gotten into him is through Role Model. I've been watching all the Role Model interviews and podcasts and everything on YouTube. And then I just fell into Jake Shane. I've known who he is for years and years and years. Oh my God, that one reel that he did, or TikTok or whatever, where it was like the X in Pixar watching the lamp flatten the eye. Kath, play the tapes. It's so funny. Jake Shane is so funny. And then he did that one where it was like water turning into wine at the Last Supper. He's so cute as well. Like, I do actually have a crush on Jake Shane. I know that he is very, very gay. And Adam keeps being like, really? Like, I've never seen you have a crush on a gay man like this before, but I have a crush on Jake Shane. Seriously. It's funny people. Like, it really, I mean, as long as they have a pretty face, which Jake Shane and Role Model do, like, if you're funny, I'm falling. Oh shit, here we go again. I'm falling head first. So if any of you know Role Model and you can send him a really pretty picture of me from my Instagram, then do it. So, but famously, I'm not looking for anything, guys. I'm not looking for anything right now. They won't let me. Adam won't let me try and look for something. And honestly, neither will the universe. Like, all my tarot readings and stuff lately have been like, now is a time of peace and solace for you. And I'm like, oh, I want a boyfriend. I'm joking. Oh, this is a really good question, actually, because the reason that I'm kind of doing this video and just a general Q&A is because I said I was going to do a breakup advice Q&A, but then I went through like a second wave of breakup grieving. Everyone has been telling me this whole entire time, like, it's not going to be linear. You're going to have weeks where you think you're amazing and you're over it, and then the next week it's going to be the worst thing that ever happened to you all over again. And I was like, okay, like, I get that and I see that, and I was seeing it a little bit, but the waves were like this for a while. It was like I was experiencing highs and lows all in one day, and then I experienced a good couple of weeks, and then the worst couple of weeks. Like, it was like, I want to say a month and a half out of the breakup that it felt like day one again. It was fucking awful, bro. Like, I think that was the time where it properly clicked in my head that we're not going to get back together. I don't think that was like a conscious thought in my head throughout the first month and a half of the breakup, but there was just a little bit of me that was like, surely this isn't the end. Surely not. But then like a month and a half, I was like, oh, it is. Never mind. And we're like a couple of weeks out from that point and I'm good again. Like, I'm back up again. So I don't know if there's going to be a third wave or what. But for that exact reason, I don't feel like I'm in a place to be giving breakup advice until I'm like completely in the clear. But this person has asked, instead of breakup advice, what about breaking up is still hard for you unexpectedly? The waves and where they come from as well. I've had like the weirdest triggers. Like, there was one moment the other week where I was just thinking about his dad. Like, I love it. I loved his family. I love his family. Same with like all the exes that I've had, is like, you have that moment where you're like, fuck, not only am I breaking up with this person, but like, I'm not going to see their family again. And like, I really felt so accepted and loved by his family. Like, I felt like a member of the family. And so it feels like losing way more than just one person. I've lost, I don't know, I've lost a group of people that I went on holiday with and I went to Christmas markets with, and they would buy me presents and I would buy them presents. Like, they were such a part of my life for 3 years. And that hit me the other day, and it just made me really sad for like 3 days, that I was like, oh, his dad. Oh yeah, the brow gel that I'm using is Benefit, is it Gimme Brow? What color do I have this in? Oh, I wouldn't know because everything's rubbed off on it. I have like a mid-brown color in this. I used to use like gingery brow gels, but then ever since I started using brown, I don't know, I just think it just slays harder. You know what I mean? I want to slay harder. La, 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 la. A little bit Alexis. My brows look insane. I love it. I love having bushy brows. The first time I ever met Amy Spalding's parents, her mum was like, your brows are just so unique. And I was like, thank you, baby. Someone said if you were asked to go on I'm a Celeb, would you? Girl, probably not, no. I always used to say that I would as a kid, but then they put me on that horrible, horrible, awful fucking YouTube, like, Big Brother thing, and it fucked me up so bad. I have vowed to never do reality TV ever again. I don't know, I just think I'm a bit too fragile to be toyed with for people's entertainment, you know? My mental health is very fragile. I'm a very fragile lady. I just, like, topped up my bronzer with the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. Oh my god. A lot of the products that I have are from yesteryear. I don't know if you can tell. And I'm also going to top up my blush, which is, oh, it's gross. This is the Milani Dolce Pink, like the baked blush. Delicious. It's also a bit shimmery. It has like glitter in it. So does the blush that I used, the liquid blush that I used before. I just love a bit of glitter. I love a bit of sparkle. And now we're at the point where I would do my lip, but I actually don't have the lip product that I always use on me. Well, I do, but it's all dried up, so it's gonna look gross, but I'm gonna show you. I use the Sachu lip liner stains. Really useful that it's upside down. But my go-to color is Plumped. I'll get Kath to include a picture of me wearing this one so that you can see what color I'm talking about, although I don't have any of this in at the moment, so I'm gonna use a different color. I have Get Ready and Left on Red. I don't want red either, really. I just want, like, pink. Where's my pink one? Oh, is it on the floor? Is it this? Is it this? Yes, pinked. This one I don't love as much on me. I think the other one, the colour suits me more, but, you know, needs must. Sorry, quiet time. I can't really talk and do this at the same time, but I do kind of overline my lips a little. Okay. I'm gonna sit and let this dry for a bit. Look a bit insane. Oh my god, on the day of my sister's wedding, I did all of my makeup in her room with her and the other bridesmaids and everything, but I'd left my lip stain upstairs, so I went upstairs to get it. I put it on upstairs and then I came down to let it dry and everyone turned and looked at me like, wow, that lip colour is so bold. And I was like, don't worry, it's not gonna look like this. I think she thought I was going like, I was like experimenting being goth for her wedding. No, it does peel off, don't worry. So I just went to go and get my setting spray. This is the one that I use. It's Scandinavia. This one's a bridal one, the makeup finishing spray. I don't really know what bridal means, if that's supposed to hold it even longer, because bride, I don't know. Weird that we just talked about my sister's wedding, actually. Someone did ask as well, when I went to go and find this, I saw this. Someone asked what my favourite scent is at the moment. Literally, just Soap and Glory Original Pink Spritz. Beam me up, Scotty, that's fucking delicious. Okay, I'm gonna peel this shit off. I don't love the process of this, I'll be honest, it makes me feel weird. And then it leaves this gorgeous butthole lip. So I always get my micellar water and a little pad, and then I just like go over my whole entire lips because it gets rid of any of the lines and whatever. Ow! Oh my god, where my lip is split there, it hurts like a motherfucker. Do you see what I mean about like any dry patch it's gonna cling to? I have a little, like the tiniest dry patch there. And I mean, it's not that bad because it is tiny, but if you had big dry patches, trust me, I've been there and it looks patchy and weird. Like, I filmed a true crime video the other day where I couldn't have any lip product on at all because I had this split lip and I was like, if I even try and put one of my like lip liner stains on right now, I'm gonna look crazy. No one's gonna listen to the story I'm telling. They're gonna be like, girl, are your lips okay? Okay, but that is the finished lip and I love it. This stays on for so long and it fades nicely. It takes a while to fade, but when it does eventually, because I mean it's not bulletproof, but when it does start to fade, it fades quite nicely, which is all I can ask really. I need to put more lip mask on over the top though because ow! But that is my makeup routine. That's literally all I do. Oh, and if my eyebrows are like on the latter half of the cycle. Like if the dye has run out, then I just use the Anastasia Brow Wiz to fill them in a little bit in Auburn. But that's the only thing that really changes about my makeup routine. This is just what I do every damn day, and I hope you enjoyed. And before I jump off, I do want to thank Wild once again for partnering with us on this video. Remember, they're offering you guys 33% off for Black Friday for a limited time only when you use the code EleanorNealeTeam. You can scan the QR code on screen right now or click the link down below in the description. Make sure you're stocking up while the prices are low. Make sure you're getting your presents for people. I love Wild. I would be so happy to unwrap Wild. That sounded a little bit saucy. I don't know. Anyways, thanks again to them for sponsoring, and thank you for watching this video. I love you so, so much. It's been really nice to just sit and catch up one-on-one. Feel like I haven't seen you in a while. We'll have to go for a coffee again very soon. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see, especially ones that are just me. There's going to be plenty with Adam. Don't worry, there's more Adam podcasts incoming. And we're currently thinking about the branding of the podcast. We're thinking about names and podcast artwork and getting it up on Spotify and everything. So if you have any suggestions, or if you're just excited like we are, sound off in the comments. I love you so, so much. Have a great day, and I will be back very, very soon.